sunset where we are.
It's Cath Mundy.
And Mundy-Turner.
And this is a cuppa with Cath and Jay. In this case, it's a sunset cuppa. Pour yourself whatever sort of beverage is appropriate for your time of day.
Probably a coffee if you're in the morning.
Coffee if it's the morning. Maybe it's a sneaky beer or a glass of wine if it's sunset for you. Hi Tracy Nichols, how are you?
Evening, Tracy.
We're going to sing one of the songs from our new EP. This is Dance Hall Days. This is for you, Tracy. And your mum.
Dancehall girls called him the Dragon King. He would show them all the latest moves, but he gave her his ring. It said forever. Kiss me quick and leave me never. That's hard days where her memory is turning. That's hard days. Every time the music plays, she sheds a tear that says she's remembering those dance hall days.
Years flew quickly by and the children all left home.
He would spin her around the kitchen late at night when they were alone. He would hold her, sing, lay your head upon my shoulder. To an old familiar song, she thanks me for my singing, and I say, hey, you can't go wrong with a little rock and roll. It always lifts the soul, just like those dance hall days where her memory is turning. The dance hall days.
nice, relaxed song to start.
Start us off with this evening.
The live stream with at the end of yet another busy week. The weeks seem to be flying by. It's the last day of summer where we are. If you're in the northern hemisphere,
Must be the first day of spring.
last day of winter.
Last day of winter,
So
first day of
tomorrow
spring
is
is
the
tomorrow.
first day of spring for you, which reminds me of one of your songs.
Oh yeah, from a long time
From
ago.
before we met, the first day of spring. Fantastic song.
On a hokey pokey compilation album.
Yeah, it wasn't released on any of your albums until when? Did we put it?
We put it on as a bonus track on one of the Galway years.
On the Galway years, yes. So we made a box set of all of Jay's 4 solo albums of original material that he released before we met. And we made it a box set called the Galway Years because he lived in a beautiful little village
Herefordshire village
on
called
the
Galway.
borderlands between Hereford and Wales, Galway. So the Galway Years is that box set, and I think we got permission from Hokey Pokey Records to put the first day of spring
as a bonus track
as a bonus track on one of
Victor, I think.
one of the albums in the 4 CD box set of the Galway Years. We weren't
Still
planning
available.
to talk about that, but
We've still got about 1,000 of them.
we didn't have 1,000
No.
of them. We've got a few,
only
and if you
500.
want one, it's a real bargain because
Yeah,
four
$20
CDs for
$40
$20, and there's a lot of great music in there. And on that track, the first day of spring, is Chris Leslie and Kevin Dempsey, who are folk legends in the UK.
Yeah,
Absolute
Bernard O'Neill, great bass
Bernard
player.
O'Neill, also a legend on the UK music scene. Anyway, it's time to say hello to people who are on the live stream already.
Well, all right.
Here we go.
Let's do that.
I got to scroll through. So we know we had Tracy. You were the first,
She was the
Tracy.
first.
Hello, Tracy, and your mum, Jeanette. And then Claire Boyd in the UK. Good
Morning,
morning.
Claire.
She says, "Hi, I'm just about awake. Get a
Well,
coffee into ya."
Sunset, and I feel the same.
Christy, hello, Christy Galloway.
Hey, Christy.
Christy says, "Great song. Thank you, Christy. You were one of the first people to see this song being performed when it was only
Down at the
written.
Bug.
Yeah, it was only written recently, and yes, it's on our new CD. And Erica is here. Hi, Erica.
Evening,
And
Erica.
she says, "I just like when you're singing. I'm a bit down at the moment." Oh, we're sending you lots of hearts then, Erica. And I hope that the singing helps you feel a bit better. It always helps to shift my mood when I'm not feeling great. And here's Alita up in far north Queensland. I think that's where you are still, Alita.
Yeah.
Let us know where you are. Great to have you. Vicky, my cousin Vicky Hart. It's one of my dad's first cousins. How are you, Vicky?
Evening, Vicky.
Good to have you. Tracy says, "Beautiful." Thank you, Tracy. I'm glad you enjoyed Dance Hall Days. I know that's a special song for you and your mum. You're also at the Bug when we performed it one of the first times. Robin is here. Hello, Robin Martin.
Evening,
She
Robin.
says, "Good evening, Cath and Jay. What a lovely evening it is. Enjoying your lovely singing and playing." Oh, bless you. Thank you, darling. It's great to have you.
Great to have you with us, Robin.
And Paul Morwood.
Paul Morwood.
Hello, Paul. He says, "Hi, Cath and Jay and everyone. How are you all? It is good to be here." It's so good to have you here too, Paul. So yeah, we're all sending Erica get betters. There's a nice get better message there from Paul. So yeah, we were going to talk about a few upcoming things. Since we started these little live streams, I'm just going to grab my drink. I haven't got a wine glass tonight. I've got my sippy cup.
Your sippy
My
cup.
easy sipper.
Yeah.
Since we started doing these little regular live streams, first of all to talk about our new CD, but we started doing it and we realized it's really nice to have a little live stream where we can connect with people at the end of each week. We like
Working week.
the Friday slot. It's sort of a nice little tie-up for the week. And we thought, well, why don't we keep it going, keep the conversation going?
Yeah, why not?
It's an opportunity for us to play our songs. We might start showcasing a few songs that haven't been recorded yet as well in these sessions.
Definitely. Because we had so many more that we really wanted to get onto the Millard Pot Top recordings, but we really just didn't have
We
the
didn't
time.
have the time.
So
and the
there's
energy.
not at the time. So they're going to be coming out later in the year, and we've got a lot of really songs that we're really quite pleased with. So we're looking forward to being able to do that. So we'll showcase them here. You'll get your pre-release previews, world premieres on this station.
Oh, is it
Keep
just
watching.
me?
It's
Is it
really
just
hot today.
me, or is it?
It was so hot today. We
I
left
am
our
having
car.
a hot flush.
We left our car in a car park
At the hospital.
at the hospital down in the Gold Coast, and it was not undercover, and it was so hot when we got in it, and I pressed the electric windows and they went down, but they refused
To
to
let the
come
hot heat
to let the hot air out.
out.
And they refused to come back up again. So the switches, and I thought, oh no, the electrics has gone. You know, it's a 22-year-old car. It wouldn't be a surprise, but in actual fact, the reason was that it had got so hot that the switches had decided they were going to fail on us. And as we drove along with the windows open and the air cooling the interior of the car from the outside, I started pulling the switches, and one by one the windows went up. So it just goes to show you that the heat
was
really
affecting
getting to the
electrics of the car.
Yeah.
I'm using LCD as a fan because not on top of it being a hot day, I'm having a hot flush. And I'm all sweaty. Oh, it's all up here, the sweat. It's like from here up.
Oh, well, I'm glad that you're out here in the open air and the breeze and all the rest
Well,
of it.
there
What
is
little
no breeze. There's no breeze right at the minute.
Oh, it must be the
The
breeze you're
sun's
doing
just
with your
gone down.
fan.
It's the fan that's the breeze. But I wanted to actually, why I picked this up was to show, this is the 22-year-old. Is it 22? I think it's a bit older now.
23 this year.
This is
23.
a depiction of our Camry that we bought when we first moved back to Australia with Josh when he was a baby, a newborn, 8 weeks old. We bought this old Camry. Well, wasn't that old then.
It's 2 years old then.
It was a 2001 or 2 model Camry, and it was 2007 when we bought it.
So it might have been
It was 5 years old when
But
we
it had
bought it.
hardly done any mileage.
Yeah,
so
it was in great shape. So we've kept it all this time, and we just keep maintaining it because it's a Toyota, and their engines just go on and on and on. And we've thought about replacing this car, but it is no point when it works so well. Oh, sorry, I'm blocking.
What can you do? You can't get the staff, can you?
Can't get the staff. So yeah, that's the picture of it that Mucky drew for our CD. Anyway, what are we talking about? Oh, we want to talk about our next scheduled concert event. We're very excited to be performing at a fundraiser called Seeing Gaza. Now, I know that this flyer will be probably showing to you with the writing backwards.
Good old Facebook.
Facebook used to have a flip the screen thing that you could do before you started your live stream, and they've removed that feature. Facebook's just sort of going a little bit strange these days, I think. It's getting a bit shit. Will I be thrown off the air? There's Jay. I shouldn't be blocking him. But yes, our wonderful friend Katrin McLeod, who is a visual artist, has been creating work throughout the situation that's been happening. Everyone's aware of it in Palestine. Every day, Katrin has been watching what's been unfolding and creating art in response to it. And so, of course, there's now over 100 works because it's been going on for so many days. So there's over 100 works of art in response to what's been happening in Gaza and in Palestine. And so Katrin came up with the wonderful idea of putting an exhibition together to raise funds to donate to a wonderful organization called, oh, it's not written on here. I'm not sure how, I think it's Maywa. They are an organization who supply prosthetic limbs to children, and they will be supplying prosthetic limbs to children because the children of Gaza are now have the most amputees of any group of children on the planet. Yeah. So there's so many limbs that have been blown off by bombs. So I'm just looking for the event page here so I can say who they are. So it's Matwa, M-A-T-W, and they're called Limbs. It's the Limbs of Hope Project. Limbs of Hope. So that's what we're raising funds for Limbs of Hope providing prosthetics to child amputees in Gaza. And there's going to be a whole weekend of activities. There's the art exhibition. Artworks will be sold and that money will be donated to the charity for these prosthetic limbs. And then I forgot to say the date. Can you read out the date?
Not without
No,
glasses.
it's Saturday the 5th of...
4th or 5th of April.
So it opens on the 4th, and on Saturday the 5th of April, we will be performing a concert in that evening,
Yeah.
Saturday evening the 5th of April. And we will not be the only ones on the bill. There's also going to be the fantastic Phil Monsoor, Sophie Nishizawa, sorry Sophie if I've pronounced your name incorrectly, Sophie Nishizawa, and Pig City Censored. And it's on in a place called Vacant Assembly Gallery, 266 Montague Road, West End. So, excuse me, great to see you there. There's also some artwork workshops that are happening. You can make some poster prints and you can learn how to do some Gazan or Palestinian embroidery. There's a special embroidery workshop that is being run on the Sunday the 6th of April, the Trapeze workshop. So learn traditional Palestinian trapeze embroidery, this embroidery has become a symbol of resistance. The artist who is teaching us how to do this embroidery is Abla El Salul from Gaza. So that's going to be an extraordinary experience to learn how to do this traditional Palestinian embroidery. What an opportunity. So Catherine, thank you so much for organising this event. We are really proud and pleased that you've invited us to perform. So one of the songs that we will be performing I'm getting a bit more light. It's getting darker now. Is this one. It's called No Words and it is on our new CD. We're going to do an unplugged version of it. We've got drums and bass on the CD version. no words, no words.
There are no words for the death of our humanity. There are no words, no words. There are no words, no words. There are no words, no words.
It's been a while since we performed that live. Thank you so much for listening. Paul says it's a sad song, but a beautiful song. Yes, it is a sad song. I wrote it when I was in the shower in about July last year, and I just was overcome with sadness for the children of Palestine, and all I could think in my head was, I've got no words to describe my response to this. There's no words for this. It's just so overwhelmingly awful.
Yeah.
And
Still is.
I can't sit by and say nothing. I do not want to be silent in the face of what's happening there. We all need to stand up and speak out against injustice and inhumanity where we see it. So that is my offering. And I'm very, very proud that it's on the CD, and I'm very pleased that we're going to be performing it together live.
Yep, and we're also going to be releasing it as a special single off of the CD. Probably it'll take about 2 weeks to get up. We're going to put it out on Spotify. We don't expect to make any money from it, but it means
That's not the point, yeah.
It means that it's freely available, or at least it's widely available.
Widely available.
Freely,
and I'm
widely
hoping that
available for
will share
people
it,
to download or to share,
to stream
and
it,
to stream it.
and to use it in whatever best ways they can, because you can also use it to accompany reels. You can use 90 seconds of music that's been uploaded to those platforms to accompany your reels on social media. So I'm hoping that it will be of service.
Yes.
Hello to Anne Wallace, who said that was beautiful. Thank you, Anne.
Thank you.
Tash Jade. Hello, Tash. I'm very well, thank you. How are you? Good to see you there. And hello to Eileen. Hi, Eileen.
Hey, good evening, Eileen.
And Letitia. Hi, Letitia.
That's a great little avatar.
Yeah,
It's so like you. It's great.
It is. Yeah, that's cool.
Fantastic.
And hello to Andrew, because I'm sure Andrew's there too. Who else have we got? We missed anybody? No, I think we've said hello to everybody. Oh, my cousin Vicky said, when are you coming to Sydney so I can come see you? That's a really great question.
That's a really good
when was the
question.
last time we came to Sydney?
I don't know. A long time ago. It has to be worthwhile coming down there. So we need 2 or 3 gigs around the place to justify the plane fares, or even the car journey.
2016, I think, was the last time we were in Sydney. We came through on a driving tour with Joshua. We did a 6-week road trip. We went all the way down with the Millard pop top, towing it like this with the Camry.
I only had to fix it about 16 times. How many times did we stop? I can't remember.
We stopped a lot of times.
Every couple of days.
2 or 3 days we moved.
And you could bet your life that every time we put the darn thing up, there'd be a new challenge for me. I learnt to carry a full toolkit, including an electric drill. Actually, at one of the campsites, I remember that one of the things that I didn't have was a screw had fallen out of a particular place and disappeared down inside the gubbins of this blasted camper, and I had to find somebody who had a long magnetic a pickup to be able to go down inside it and pick the screw up, because I didn't have another screw just the right size for it. And we were out camping. I think it was somewhere like Ballarat or somewhere like that.
It was, we had a lot of challenges with the camper, and the line in the song, in the Millard Pop Top song, that says, then we discovered the roof sprang a leak. That was in Dubbo, on that trip.
2 days of torrential rain, and we woke up one morning and there was just water pouring
pouring
out of
through the roof, and we put a bucket in and we filled the bucket in an hour.
We had to keep putting, we had pots and pans and we kept swapping them.
It was just miserable because everything inside the camper was wet, everything outside the camper was wet. It was like, oh my gosh. And we went to the zoo, and we knew we couldn't leave it. We wanted to take Josh to see the Dubbo Zoo, the very famous Dubbo Zoo. And we didn't want to leave the camper with the water filling up because it was pouring that whole day.
Yeah.
And we thought we can't because it'll overflow the bucket while we're gone.
Yeah.
So you came up with the great idea of letting the jockey wheel down so that the camper would be on a slope.
With the idea that the water would run away before it ran into the roof, but it still did come in, but it slowed it down somewhat. Then when we got in, we had to walk uphill to go to bed, you know.
And that's when you... That's when you had to replace the entire roof because there was no way to fix the leak, but you couldn't do it whilst we were on the road.
Interestingly, it stopped raining on the morning that we were supposed to leave, so that was great. And I went to wind the whole thing down, and the winder broke.
Yeah, that's right. That was in Dubbo. Yep, the winder broke.
So 8 o'clock in the morning,
we're supposed to be leaving.
two pieces of the winder. You're supposed to be out of there by 10 o'clock, otherwise they charge you for another day. So 8 o'clock in the morning, I'm down in one of the local. I managed to find a metal factors in Dubbo who were doing various different jobs for people, welding jobs, and I just went in there and I said, "Can you help me to fix this?" And they went, "What's the story?" And I told them. Anyway, they fixed it up, and they even spray painted the damn thing. It was just so very nice.
They were so lovely.
Took about 20 minutes, and I said, "How much do I owe you?" And they said, "You've already paid."
They knew that we'd had a rough morning. Gee, they were so kind. The kindness of strangers. That's the other wonderful thing about camping and travelling, is that you get more opportunities, I think, to experience the kindness of strangers.
Everybody wants to help, and some of them are more qualified than others.
Anyway, I think we're going to have to sing Millard Pop Top song again at some point, maybe at the end. But I just wanted to catch up with what Jade was saying. I said to Tash Jade, sorry, I'm okay, I could be better. I've just had a fractured tooth extracted. So I'm not very well at the moment. I had an abscess and an infection. Oh, Tash.
That's not good.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
That sounds really painful. Oh, and then as another footnote, it will take 8 to 12 weeks to recover. You will take 8 to 12 weeks to recover. That's a long time. That's a serious injury and illness.
That's not very nice.
Oh dear, and I hope you feel better soon. I really do. That just sounds nasty.
Joanna Boyle's watching.
Oh, Joe. Hi, Joe Boyle.
Hey, Joe.
How are you? Paul Morwood's asking a question. Did you get the screw out?
I did.
I
managed to find somebody, and then I went off and bought the very thing that I needed to do the job at the next town we were in, because I thought I better be prepared for that.
You just get tooled up, don't you?
And I didn't use it again. It's still
never had another use.
Never had another use, but you know, you never know with these things, do you?
And this all stemmed from us talking about when was the last time we were in Sydney. This is what we do. We do these tangents in our conversation. Our son tells us it's because, well, particularly he thinks I have ADHD, undiagnosed, because he's got it, and he says it's hereditary, and he thinks he got it from me, and I got it from my mum. I'm putting my mum because she lives just down
the hill, and he's probably right.
He's probably right. I think I do have undiagnosed ADHD, and I've just learned how to
function highly,
how to get by, how to manage it. You know, there's some areas where I could manage better, but definitely with the distracted tangent conversations, tangential.
Yes, that's a good word.
That's it. That's the word. And I don't know when we'll get back to Sydney. Just to circle back to that.
Sadly,
we don't seem to have a lot of connections in Sydney at the moment. Anyway.
No, there used to be a couple of clubs down there, and then there was the Illawarra Festival. If you could manage to coordinate in Kiama Festival,
Folk Festival
as well. If you can manage to coordinate gigs to get down that way, but really. The best place to be based if you're going to be a travelling folk musician in Australia is probably the Hunter Valley or somewhere around there.
You can get
because
to Victoria in
you
a
get
day.
to Victoria, you can get into you're in New South Wales, and there's a
Lot
bigger
of
demographic,
work.
and there's a lot more work down there. But you know, we're based in Brisbane, and we jolly well like it up here, and we love our family, and
We've got our choir that we work with every week, so
Yeah.
we don't travel too far from home most of the time.
maybe we'll spend some time doing it one of these days, but we'll see. And Tash says her son has high functioning ADHD. Does he do his washing more than once every 6 weeks? I'd be interested to know. Ours doesn't. It was really funny because he didn't realise, he thought he was home alone one day, and Cath was
I
in.
actually was lying in our
Cath
bed,
was
on our bed.
lying in our bedrooms keeping cool, and he came in and went, "Oh," and he's,
Oh,
you know, I
you're
didn't think you were
home."
home. And Cath said, "Well, why are you coming into our bedroom?" And she noticed he was wearing a pair of my underpants and nothing else. And she said, "Why have you come in the
You're
bedroom?
wearing your dad's
You're wearing your
undies."
dad's undies." And he said, "Yeah, I just come to get another pair."
Because I run out of my own underpants because I haven't done my washing.
He has 14 pairs of pants, and he ran out. He is
And
so
he started using this man's underpants. And he was going to run you out of underpants if you didn't sort of get to
I'm
his
going to have
washing.
to lock my underpants drawer now to make sure that he goes and does his
No,
washing.
he did go and do his washing. He realised when he got to that limit
Oh, really?
that I'm going into Dad's stash now. I better do my washing.
Gosh.
Tash is saying, my son wants to be a singer when he grows up. He mixes music, and he is trying to learn how to play the electric guitar.
Oh, great. Good for him.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, yeah,
How
yeah.
old is he? And he plays the piano.
Oh, there you go.
Oh,
He'll have a
that's
much
great.
more organised mind then, because anybody who can play the piano has got to have some organisation and discipline. So, yeah, good on
Every
him.
musician has discipline. It doesn't mean you don't have... You can also have ADHD and be a musician.
Oh, yeah. Well, I am. Although Josh says I haven't got ADHD,
he thinks
I'm
that Jay's
autistic,
on the
apparently.
on
Whilst
the
we're
spectrum.
throwing labels around.
Asperger's, he thinks. So he says, Jay, he thinks we're both on the neurodiversity spectrum. This is a topic of great conversation in our house these days. Eileen says, I'm enjoying your banter together about life. Yeah, we can just keep ragging. You send us little tidbits on the comments, and we'll riff with you. That's great about your son, Tash, being a musician.
Yeah,
our
Josh is
our
playing
son
the
is
electric
getting
guitar
into
now as well.
electric.
Yeah.
He loves electric guitar. He
Yeah,
actually is
picks the most
playing
intricate,
every day.
difficult pieces that he can possibly find, and then tries to
tries
replicate
to play them, but he does really well.
He's doing all right.
He's doing pretty well. So what else? I think... Oh, I wanted to talk about... Oh, he's 15 years old this year.
Okay,
Oh,
good,
bless
yeah.
him.
Our boy's 18, so
He's just 18 a couple of months ago.
I think we should do falling.
Oh, let's do
because
falling, yeah.
We heard on the news today, or you saw on
On
some
Facebook post.
Facebook feed. Is it Redlands?
No, Moreton City Council.
Moreton City Council has made homelessness
Regional Council.
illegal. It's criminalised putting tents up when you don't have a home in their shire. How can you
So
do that?
homelessness is being criminalised.
Criminalised.
Camping in a tent or camping
being
in your car
criminalised,
is
so
criminalised.
I don't know who
from
thought of that.
From the 12th of March onwards.
Some lovely privileged white person, I would have thought. I'm
Aw.
so disgusted, so I am going to...
Look who's arrived. We've had Katrin arrive. Katrin McLeod. Katrin, we were just talking about seeing Gaza on the 4th, 5th and 6th of April at Vacant Assembly in West End. Get down there. There's wonderful things happening every day that weekend, including embroidery workshops, learning how to embroider in the Palestinian style. What an incredible opportunity. Plus all of the artwork that's there on display, an incredible output of work by Katrin McLeod. There's door prizes
Yep.
with works by other artists that have also been donated. Katrin could tell you more about it. It's okay, Katrin. She's
can be late, that's all right.
apologising for being late. That's all right.
Yeah.
So
Yes, you're right, Paul.
Katrin is here.
That's criminal, what they've done. Shame to Moreton Bay City Council.
Moreton Regional, I think it's called.
Regional?
Moreton Regional
Right.
Council.
By golly.
So we did Seeing No Words, Katrin, and we talked about Seeing Gaza and that whole weekend of incredible activities, including the concert. if you'd like to type some things in the comments section, Katrin, and put the link to the Facebook event there,
People will be able to see it.
that would be really, really wonderful, because I've been talking about it, but I think you could do a better job than me.
Welcome to Rianne in Holland.
Rianne,
Good morning.
goedemorgen.
Goedemorgen.
Hello from Holland, says Rianne. And we know it's morning there, so it's good to see you too, Rianne.
Yeah.
Great to have you.
Great to have you
We
with us.
miss you on our live streams.
So we're going to do a song called Falling from
Falling?
our CD, in honour of the people who are doing it tough, and how appalling that these people in this Shire Council
the council, yeah.
have targeted the most vulnerable people in our
Instead
society.
of supporting them.
Not only homeless, probably poor, probably jobless, and now they're going to criminalise them for being exactly that. And it's all down to economics. This government and governments in the past have decided that Catherine's moving everything about now.
Well, I'm worried that I'm going to be too loud on the
you're always
violin.
loud. Put your mute on.
I have got the mute on,
Yeah.
but I still think I might be too loud, so I'm
All
trying
right.
to get further away.
That's it.
From the camera.
Next door will be good.
Stand over on that mountain over there. Yes,
So
it's a lovely
the,
sunset.
The decisions they make about increasing interest rates and that sort of thing in the central bank have been proven not to work to try and cure inflation. And in actual fact, there is a large number of modern economists who believe that actually it should be abandoned as a tactic, and that in fact there are maybe half a dozen other factors that are far more relevant to manage to curb inflation and improve everybody's lives. And that's what this song is about. And I dedicate it to anybody who doesn't have a roof over their heads tonight.
1, 2, 3, 4.
I like living in the city. I don't like living in a tent. But the government's fighting inflation. Apparently that's where my job went. And now they push the interest rate so high, I can neither buy nor rent. And minute by minute, hour by hour, I'm falling farther behind. Living in the shadow of the go-between bridge without a ticket to ride. Ticket to ride. The big boss of Woolies gets $8.4 million a year, maybe a little more. His new low prices mean I can no longer afford to shop at his store. And minute by minute, hour by hour, I'm falling farther behind. Living in the shadow of the go-between bridge without a ticket to ride. A ticket to ride. And I'm falling, 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 falling farther behind. You call me a bludger, but I'm filled with confusion. Isn't unemployment part of your big solution? If I get another job, will that be fuel on the fire? Another excuse to push those prices higher? No, no, no. Modern economic theory says there's a less blunt set of tools that'll make us homeless, hungry and poor. If only they'd alter the rules. Increase child welfare, yeah. Tax a billionaire or two. There's far fairer ways that we can avoid sinking this ship of fools. And minute by minute, hour by hour, we can make up for lost time. Get everybody on the go-between bridge and give us all a ticket loud violin as well.
I don't know how the violin's coming across through there. I hope
might be
it's
blowing the
not-
compression, and you might
not
be
too loud.
getting an inadequate feed. But anyway,
I did put the mute on.
She
See,
did.
there's a thing on here on an acoustic violin that you can put on. I'll just show you.
the next thing
on
we'll
the
do
bridge.
is we'll wrap it in a blanket.
So on the bridge, you can put this little thing called a mute. It's a little rubber thing, and it just clips on to the bridge there, and it makes the sound a little muted, but it, of course, is
Still
it's
pretty
still
loud.
a bit loud.
Still pretty loud. But you know, she plays it like a banshee. So it's just, I love the way Catherine plays the violin.
I like playing the violin too. I'm very lucky to have such an instrument in my life. It's the first instrument that I started learning when I was a little kid at primary school through the Queensland State School free music program. I was very fortunate to be allowed to learn. I think you had to pass a little music test
Oh, yeah.
to see if you had an aptitude for music. And when you're in year 2,
What you doing?
I'm just moving it back to the
Right.
middle, yeah?
Okay, yeah. Okay.
And I didn't pass. I failed the test. It was this really weird test. But my classroom music teacher knew that I was good at music. She'd witnessed it. She'd seen that I was one of the kids in the class who really resonated with rhythm and pitch and
Yeah.
melody and harmony, and I was getting all this stuff going with all the things she was doing with me. And she was like, that can't be right that you didn't pass that test. There might be something wrong with the test.
Ah.
And she said, here, I'll let you sit it again. And because I'd had that one go at it, it wasn't so alienating and weird to me. It was like on a cassette. It was a recorded test, and it had this weird American male voice.
All right,
And it would
that'll put you
say,
off for a start.
listen to these tones. Stop. Stop. He's worried that I'll annoy the neighbours with my annoying American voice. But it was sort of an alienating thing, and I remember not really understanding what they wanted me to do in this test. But the second time, I'd had a practice, so I passed on the
passed it.
second time, and then I was allowed to learn the violin.
And I remember the anecdote that the first Christmas that they did a concert, and they had several
The
people.
end of my first year of violin.
The end of first year of violin, they had a little concert, and everybody who was on the violin in Catherine's class was showcased. Group class, and they were doing shortening bread, and Catherine did da 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 da, and the rest went da da da. That was the difference between this person and the other people who were trying to play the violin. She was pretty advanced right back then.
Oh, thank you, Jay. Victoria Wolf. Hello, Victoria. Great to see you.
Plays bass every week with his mum and dad. How nice is that?
Victoria's son is 15 years old and plays bass every week with his mum and dad.
I think that's Joshua's dream, actually. He said
He'd
to us
love
a
to
number
play
of
bass
times
with
he
us.
wants to get on stage with us, but he's got a bit of a way to go.
He hasn't played a lot of bass.
He hasn't done much of that.
Catherine's saying the Greens candidate for
Rema
Morton
Nagy,
is
yeah.
Reba Nagy.
Yeah, maybe if she can get in, the Greens candidate can get in, then maybe she can rewrite the...
Rewrite Morton, yes.
Rewrite Morton, why not?
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Thank you for
Have a little
posting
bit more
that.
humanity and a little bit more sympathy.
Look at
Yeah.
this from Letitia. Letitia says, Andrew, that's her husband, Andrew works with the homeless in Morton. Imagine what their workplace is going through now.
Open revolt, I would think.
Oh,
God almighty.
Andrew.
Wow.
That's terrible. You must be feeling gutted today. Brandy Salmon will have her work available. Oh, thank you. Brandy Salmon has donated an artwork, at least one, Catherine. I'll scroll down to the Sea and Gaza event on the 4th, 5th, 6th of April at Vacant Assembly in West End. Claire says, according to my phone, it's 1 degree Celsius outside. Ooh, Shiva.
Oh, darling, I know where I prefer to be.
I don't know what's the temperature now?
Oh, it must be maybe 15 or 16. No.
No.
Probably 20.
Alexa, we've got an Alexa. It was given
What's the
to us as a
temperature,
gift
Alexa?
by a friend. Alexa, what temperature is it?
can't hear it.
I can't hear her. She's too far away. Hello, Debbie Ferguson. How are you after your wonderful day? Happy birthday to you. What is the temperature?
Well, it says it's 28 degrees still.
28 degrees.
It's going down to 18 tonight.
Oh, good. This temperature's going to go down 10 degrees over the next 12 hours. Yay. Love that sarcastic violin, says Robin. Thank you. So Falling, yes, Falling is one of the songs on our new CD, Millard Pop Top, which just a week ago today got released on Blue Shamrock Music. So you can now order the CD through them, which takes a load off us. We don't have to manage our own CD sales. We do the sending. If you order a CD, we will be the ones who send it to you, but we don't have to take care of the order processing.
You can ask for it to be signed and we'll sign it.
Yeah. And also, Blue Shamrock Music are doing a wonderful thing for us, and they're digitally distributing the album. So they're making all of the tracks, they're all available to download right now as either MP3s or WAVs. WAVs are a bit more high quality audio than MP3s, so you have the option to pay a little bit more. I think it's like $11 or $12 for WAVs, for the whole CD of WAVs.
Yeah.
Or
$7 or
$10 or $11
yeah.
for the MP3 version of the CD.
And the great thing about Blue Shamrock Music, in opposition to all of the other aggregators, they call them, Spotify and Amazon and all the rest of it, Blue Shamrock Music will be paying us for every download, and we get about 2,000% more than Amazon or Spotify or any of those will pay us. And there is there's no threshold, which means that we get paid straight away. Whereas with all of those other aggregators, there is a threshold of at least 1,000 downloads or streams or plays before you get a brass farthing. So we're very, very happy to be with Blue Shamrock Music. So give them a look, and there are plenty of other artists on there as well. But they're doing great things for independent artists here in Australia.
Yeah, Robin says she loves... Oh, Katrin says she loves that song. Thank you, Katrin. We will be performing that at the Singing Gaza concert on the 5th of April at Bacon Assembly West End. Balance was good, says Robin, and she loves the way this violin sounds so sarcastic. I love how you say that my violin playing has got an attitude problem.
I like it.
It's a sarcastic violin. And Tash Jade says, I used to play the violin. Oh, why did you stop? Why did you stop? What do you play now? Tell me what you play now. Letitia says, perfect, thank you. Paul says, sounding good, not too loud. And the violin was fine, nice level, says Claire. Oh, that's good to know. Tracy Nichols is back again.
Yeah, says it wasn't too loud. Well, there you go.
That's good. I just stood further back, further away, like just to balance it.
Don't encourage her next time, it's bagpipes.
Bagpipes. I used to play the violin. I was not so great. It was the first instrument I learnt. But do you play an instrument now? What do you play now? The test is so often not the thing.
Absolutely right. Yeah,
and the music test that said that I
proves that for everybody. What a terrible system.
Just imagine if the system had said no, she didn't pass that test. She's not allowed to have any free music lessons on the state government. I probably would not have played the violin.
You'd have done it anyway. Look,
well, I don't know whether I would have had the opportunity to learn the violin if it wasn't for that. You know, my wonderful teacher, Desley Lappin, who taught me for 10 years, started me in 1980 at that school. She was an incredible teacher and an amazing musician, a beautiful woman, and she's still alive.
Still alive. We see her.
Yeah, I went to her 90th birthday just a couple of years ago, and there she was playing like a demon on the piano. She's an incredible pianist.
Fantastic.
So yeah, I wouldn't have had the opportunity to meet her and to work with her and have her teach me.
No, not
so
if you
thank
hadn't.
goodness for Mrs. Goodsir, who was the classroom music teacher, who said, no, Cath should be allowed to do that test again because I think that it was wrong. Hello to Leanne. Leanne says, I hope one of my granddaughters continues after school strings, one on the violin, one on the viola, and one on the cello.
Oh, you've got a good trio of string players there.
You have a string trio. You've almost got a string quartet there. Just need to get one other grandchild to learn a stringed instrument, and you could have a string quartet going. That would be fun, wouldn't it, Leanne? It's fantastic to hear your stories in between the songs. Thank you, Rianne.
Thanks, Rianne.
Well, this is not a concert.
It's not really a concert, but it's kind of...
It's a chat with a few songs.
It's not far off what we do at our concerts, except that we try to keep the chat a little bit to a minimum.
At a concert.
I remember going to a radio station once, and the guy said to us, who was the producer of the show, was trying to find out a little bit about us, and he said, you know, what kind of questions shall I ask you? And I said, just say hello.
Just say hi, and we'll take it from there. Because we're chatty. We're chatty.
Oh dear.
All right. I'm going to get back on track.
Okay.
Here with the ADHD brain. I'm trying to get back on track. I wrote a list of things that we meant to talk about tonight.
Okay.
There's only 3 things, and we've only talked about one of them yet.
Okay.
Because we've tangented. But I wanted to talk about another project that we've got coming out. So after April, after we've done the Seeing Gaza event at the beginning of April, the beginning of May, on that long weekend, the May Day weekend, Sunday, 4th of May, put it aside in your diary if you can, because we're inviting everyone who lives locally to us, so those in the southeast Queensland corner, northern New South Wales as well, to come and join us in a community singing project, which is for Voices for Reconciliation. Our particular community project is in collaboration with Mob 23, who's a Southeast Queensland Indigenous society of clans and families and groups and activists, very, very active in the referendum campaign for Yes, and that's how we met them. And one of the ladies who ran the Logan for Yes also is one of the co-organisers, so we're collaborating with them to put on our second Sing on the Duggalumba Ballon event. Duggalumba Ballon means Logan River in the local language, which is Yugambeh language. And whilst we're talking about Yugambeh language, I'd like to acknowledge that's the country we're on right now. We're on Yugambeh country.
Beautiful country it is too.
It's beautiful, stunning country.
Yeah.
And we pay our respects to those elders who've looked after this country for tens of thousands of years and many, many more generations. And we're grateful that we're here.
Yeah.
And we don't take it for granted.
So on that Sunday morning, we're going to be filming as we were last year when we did
Black Fella,
White Fella, and hopefully we're going to get a big crowd of people. We may have some special guests who will watch this space for that. We might do. So we may be filming in the same park, or we may be going down to the Eagleby wetlands, where there is a number of other locations that are possible. So we're going to go scouting with the local Mob 23 guys tomorrow to have a look and
hopefully
tomorrow to see if we can find
sometime on the weekend.
Yeah, find a good place to do it. Last year's one was taken up by ABC TV, and they had Catherine into interview with Uncle
Ted Williams, who's a local Yugambeh elder who did the Welcome to Country at the Sing on the Duggalumba Ballon event, and I know a few of you were there singing in that wonderful choir.
Yeah, and that happened during National Reconciliation Week, and hopefully we're going to try and we'll put our videos together again and see what we can come up with this time.
Wonderful.
This time we're doing the wonderful Shane Howard song Solid Rock.
It was announced yesterday that Solid Rock is the song. And the other little bit of information, exciting news, we were commissioned by Reconciliation Australia, who organise Voices for Reconciliation as a national singing project and a community engagement project. We were commissioned to write the choral arrangement that everyone has now been given access to.
And produce the backing tracks.
Yeah, so Jay put together an incredible backing track for our choral arrangement of Solid Rock, and the soprano, alto, tenor, baritone version is available, plus a soprano alto version. It's all the resources are all available to anyone who registers for Voices for Reconciliation now. So you can go to Reconciliation Australia's website and register your choir. If you have a choir or your community group, or even just your family and friends, you can register to sing your own version.
If you wanted to, you could register your choirs.
Oh yes.
for that, and you could actually maybe send us over some MP3s
video.
or a video or something of you guys
Singing
doing it over there in Holland, and that would be an amazing thing to be able to coordinate.
Yes, Rianne.
We can talk to you about
We'll
about
talk
that.
more. Now, have I missed some things? Let's see.
Leanne says she's...
Tash is saying the view is pretty behind us. Yes, we have an amazing view out to the west. So sunset views here are wonderful, but we were hoping to get a really colourful sunset tonight, and it was a bit colourful, but it wasn't as good as last night.
It wasn't. Last night's was pretty spectacular because sometimes when you've got cloud cover, the actual cloud cover gives you a real interesting view. Of course, it changes every night of the year, and we're blessed with that. We came down here never expecting to ever settle in Waterford, and Cath's mum had just bought a property here,
Just
and
a
we
little,
came to
a little house down
well,
the
she
hill.
was going to build a house down there, and she said, "Come on down and have a look where I'm going to build my house." And we came down, and she said, "You know, what do you think?" And they hadn't taken down all the trees, which is really nice. It was a good company of developers who decided they would keep a lot of the trees. And I said, "Yeah, it's all right, you know, it's okay." And she said, "Oh, well, look, come up on the hillside," she said, "because there's a really nice view from up there." So we came up here, and there was indeed a fantastic view, and the winds were blowing. It was 3 o'clock in the afternoon, so there was a wind coming in off the sea, and we looked at each other and went, well, whoever gets this spot is going to be in good shape. And then we sort of went, okay, well, we're
Maybe
pregnant.
that could be us.
Grandma's down there.
We're pregnant.
Maybe we should be here. So we it was a good few $1,000s more than we really had expected to pay, but we just decided that we would stump up for it and go for broke, and we've never regretted it. It's been just the most beautiful place to live.
And it's the longest time I've ever spent anywhere in one place by a long way. We've been here 17 in this house 17 years.
Yeah. Oh, look at this. Rianne says she's downloaded the.
You've downloaded our
already.
CD.
And
is that what you're saying?
No, I think she's talking about
I
the
think
backing
she's
tracks.
I think she's talking about this.
CD. Okay. And Claire Boyd says it's very easy to download from Blue Shamrock. Thank you for your feedback, Claire. That's really encouraging.
And I hope that you're able to play it on your phone now.
The other thing that Blue Shamrock are doing is they are putting out that single to 1,400 radio stations worldwide. 1,400. So that means that our music is going to get heard by a great deal more people all over the place, and hopefully they'll enjoy it and hopefully come back for more, because that's what we're looking for.
That's what we'd hope. We'd like our music to be just to do its work, to do what it's meant to do, travel and touch people's hearts.
We
and
wish you
bring
could be
people
here
together.
as well, Rianne.
Oh, Rianne says, I wish I could be there. But you could do it in Holland. You could do it in Holland and send in your video.
Yeah.
Go to Reconciliation Australia's website. I'll send you a link to it later, Rianne. And I reckon it'd be great to have some entries from Holland. I don't know if they've had any international ones.
Slow connection, it says now.
Yeah,
That's
it
not
keeps
very good.
coming on
So,
and off.
Paul, yes, you're right. We are going to be working with Pascal again.
What does Pascal do?
Pascal is one of the best music videographers I've ever come across. He's not a professional at it. He's not even really very well known, but man, that guy has got such great instincts in videoing musical videos, and we've used him for a number of years now and always loved the outcome of his work.
Very intuitive and a wonderful,
we can't do it
humble,
without Pascal.
gentleman.
Yeah.
And his lovely son Tillian, who brings his drone camera so that you can get these wonderful shots down the river. He also did the Sing for Yes video that we did in 2023 in the lead up to the referendum. Had a wonderful drone shot of the whole choir in a circle on the field. Yeah, it was great.
We've done some great work with wonderful Pascal and Tillian. Yeah. Hey, Megan.
Oh, there's Mersha. Hi,
Hey.
Mersha.
Good to see you.
It's good to see you, darling. How are you? I'm just reading through the latest comments. I think I've caught up with most of the comments. Tash was asking if we have our own studio. Yes, we have a very humble little studio in our house, and that's how we were able to record this CD back in When did we record
October?
it? October,
September, October.
November. Yeah, October,
Around it.
November.
Yeah.
So yeah, we made that there, and we used the studio to record our choir arrangements as well. So Solid Rock, we just finished recording that in January.
Yeah.
So
Great fun. Oh, okay.
one more song.
One more song, but what about one more subject? Because you've got.
Oh, I think we've talked enough.
We've talked enough. All right.
Maybe
we'll
I
have to finish
will.
it.
Maybe I will save the last point to talk about next week.
Why not?
Yeah, if we have another live stream next Friday, let's see what happens.
Let's do that.
Thank
All
you so
right.
much, everybody, for joining in. It's been a lot of fun. It's been so nice to chill out as the sun goes down with you. And I think this is probably the right moment to sing Millard Pop Top 74. Only if you all sing along at home. The words are Millard.
Oh, you want to do the
I was
chorus?
just going to say, the words are Pop Top 74. She's a Millard Pop Top 7. That's your part.
We were tired of camping in a swag, waking on a bumpy floor. Time for a change, we decided. Let's see what we can afford. I was studying alternatives till I was dizzy in the head. When an online ad caught my eye, this is what it said. Well, you can wind her up and you can wind her down. She got two good wheels to keep you off the ground. A bed at each end of the space in the middle to hold the family and more. It's your lucky day, all the dream away. She's a Millard Pop Top 74. That's your baby. We bought a cheap, sight unseen. That might have been a mistake. She was a bit of a fixer-up, about a little love was all that it would take. And so began a journey through an ever-revolving door. As the money came in, it soon went out on a Pop Top 74. First the telescopes went down, but only one at a time. 'Cause the cables kept getting tangled up in a way only the devil could design. So we exercised our credit card till it was bruised and sore. And once again she was working just like back in 74. 'Cause you can wind her up and you can wind her down. She got two good wheels to keep you off the ground. A bed at each end of each space in the middle to hold the family and more. It's your lucky day, all the dream away. She's a Millard Pop Top 74. Then she tried to kill me. She pulled my car back down a hill. I fell underneath the wheels. How I'm a living is a miracle still. The insurance company laughed at me, but paid up finally. $800 excess, and she was as right as she would ever be. But then the roof sprang a leak. We couldn't tell just where. I filled buckets every time it rained. It was a sad and a sorry affair. So I rebuilt the whole damn thing, along with most of the floor. And the very next time we took her out, the ancient canvas tore. But you could wind her up and you could wind her down. She got two good wheels to keep you off the ground. A bed at each end of each space in the middle to hold the family and more. It's your lucky day, all the dream away. She's a Millard Pop Top 74. 3,000 more and she was fixed again, but it was really time for her to go. So we sold her for a couple of grand to some people that we didn't know. Now they call us up all the time to tell us that she's doing well. And how it was their lucky day when we decided to sell. 'Cause you can wind her up and you can wind her down. She got two good wheels to keep you off the ground. A bed at each end of each space in the middle to hold
Thank you so much.
Thanks for joining us. I hope you've enjoyed our time with
Thank you
us.
for the love hearts.
Yeah, they look great. All right, we'll catch you probably next Friday once again.
Yeah, just keep an eye out. I'm pretty sure we'll be able to do another one on Friday.
Cath will let you know.
Have a wonderful weekend. We appreciate you all very much.
Thanks, guys.
Have a lovely time.
Bless you all.
Enjoy
Have a
your
lovely
night.
time this weekend.
Good night.
Good night.